Okay, so welcome back. So it's another episode. Obviously, there's no football left. All the schools are closing. Everything's going crazy at the moment. But we're still here. And on the theme of being in school, we're going to do some grading ourselves of the players this year. So, Mikey, you've got the list of the players that have played at least more than one game this year. Am I right in saying that?
Oh, yeah, one or more.
Okay, one or more, yeah, okay. And basically the idea is that...
Kyle Walker-Peters podcast.
Okay. He is on the list.
Yes, okay, so, we're going to do our own grading. All the teachers have gone home, but we're going to continue grading. We're going to grade the players of their performance so far, aren't we? So we're going to have a look through and basically say how well they've done. A to F, should we say that? That's easy enough, isn't it? And then we'll basically give our thoughts, give an overall grade, and move on to the next one. How many are there in total, Mike?
Oh, jeez.
Roughly? Just roughly, it's fine. You don't have to count.
Probably about 25 odd, yeah.
About 25, okay. So we'll have a look through and see what we think. So, should we just jump straight into it? Should we go for the first one?
Well, let's go from back to front. Alex McCarthy. Anyone want to open the conversation? First choice keeper?
I think he has had a couple of blips, but overall I think he's had a pretty solid performance. He hasn't really changed. When did he come in? He came in after the 9-0, didn't he?
After Leicester, yeah.
Yeah.
So away at Man City was his first real one.
I don't know. I'd say probably like a B, maybe. Like, he's done well. I don't think he's done amazingly because he's made a couple of mistakes, but I think he's done well. So I'd probably say B. What would you guys say?
I'd put down a C because
C. Okay.
He's had 19 starts and 4 clean sheets. Mm-hmm. So I know that's the way we play it, sort of like all or nothing. We will get goals scored against us, but apart from the Newcastle game where he's outstanding, there hasn't been a lot of games where he's been outstanding. He's been good, but he's not been outstanding. So I just said C, pretty much dead average.
All right, okay, yeah. Right, Tiz, I've gone B. Mikey's gone C. What would you say?
If we didn't have the game against Newcastle, would we be saying B? Maybe still, because he did have a fantastic performance that game. He almost got a clean sheet in that one, so you could say he's unlucky not to get 5. But I'd probably say C, because he's not done anything spectacular, yet he's still been a solid goalkeeper, and that's normally where a C lies, where it's a satisfactory performance overall.
Okay. Well, I'll concede. A C is fine with me. That'll be all right. Yeah. Okay. So first one, Alex McCarthy, C. Next person, who do you reckon?
Angus Gunn,
the
other goalkeeper. Of course, conceded 9 or 1 rated 9.
I think when he was brought in, although he was young, I think it was going to be, especially from Ralph's first team sheet that he made this season. It did look like this was going to be our new number 1 keeper, wasn't it? He was brought in on the big money for about, 15, 20 million, I think, so around that area, wasn't it?
It's 15.
15, yeah. So,
the most expensive goalkeeper of all time. Quite a niche.
I don't know. I know he had a tough run and he didn't do that well, but I still think I would have liked to seen a bit more character of him picking himself up after those performances. I know he's a bit young, but I think performance-wise, you can't give him that great of a rating just because what's happened when he was there. I think his head did go down a little bit too quickly. I think it's a tough one to grade. What would you guys say off the bat? Mikey, I know you've already got one down. What would you say?
I put a D, maybe an E, because yes, we didn't play well against Leicester, but to concede 9 in one league game, it's quite poor.
Yeah.
He got 2 clean sheets from his 10 starts that he had as well, so it wasn't outstanding again. We saw both goalkeepers. If you double the amount of appearances Gunn's had, he's got the same number of clean sheets as McCarthy. So there we go. I'd say D because yes, it was the 9-0, but he did have a few decent performances as well. It wasn't like he was shocking for the entire time. It's not like the West Ham goalkeeper that I've forgotten his name. It wasn't like him where he'd make a mistake after mistake after mistake. It was Gunn was a solid keeper until the 9-0, and it did feel like a lot of that the squad seemed solid until that 9-0, and then afterwards they've been fine again as well. So, and it's tough for Gunn because there's only one goalkeeper in the team, so as soon as you've made a mistake, you're out, and the other one's back in again. Then you just wait till he makes the mistake or gets injured. Which McCarthy, being quite a consistent, on the line goalkeeper, he's not made many.
I'm just looking at the errors leading to goals. Interesting, Jan Bednarek's second highest with 3, but Alex McCarthy's got 2. I can't see where Angus Gunn is, so I can't see of any like massive mistakes that he's had that have led to a goal, unless you can think of any that the stats hasn't picked up. Is there any that you can think of?
No.
So no, yeah, like you say, maybe a D then. I don't know. Tiz, what would you reckon then, mate?
He's got to get lower than McCarthy, obviously, because of that 9-0 played less. But I'd only go as far down to a D. You know, maybe potentially in the future be higher than that, because I can still see him being our long-term goalkeeper. He's not a bad goalkeeper. We paid 15 million for a reason. There's potential there. His performances at Norwich, he was obviously at the Manchester City Academy, so he's obviously got the skills required as a goalkeeper. And was it harsh to take him out against Leicester? Obviously not. You know, if you concede 9 in one game, that's obviously the natural thing to do, and Ralph probably would have got criticised if he didn't do it. But like I said, they didn't make any massive mistakes. He didn't do anything fantastic at the same time. So he's quite close to McCarthy in that sense. But McCarthy, after Newcastle performance, it doesn't look like he'll be challenged anytime soon.
I'd say for Gunn to be a D, because also if you're just judging it on the season, he started as number 1 and he's no longer number 1. So obviously it's not been a very good season for Gunn so far.
I'm reading the stats here. He played 10 games. He conceded 25 goals.
Yeah.
Also had almost had a -1 XG stat, that by far the worst in the league on the amount of on target expected goals considered to the goals allowed. So he was by far the worst.
And also McCarthy's conceded 27 and 19, so he's conceded 2 less goals in nearly half the appearances.
Yeah.
So it's not been great.
What about D-? Can we do plus and minuses?
No, we're not American.
Right, okay, fine. Right. Wait, so do you guys both think D?
I'll say D, yeah.
See, if we could go American, I'd go D-, but
we're not.
Yeah.
We're not American.
Fine. I can't change it, so it's going to be a D. And anyway, so yeah, okay, D. I'm not too, but yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. Okay, right.
Jan Bednarek. We're going on to defenders now. Bednarek.
Well, I just mentioned there, didn't I, that he's had 3 mistakes leading to goals, and I think he's still riding off his very good performances last year. I know he is a very capable centre back, but I think he just gets that little bit more leeway with the fans. I still think he's a reasonable performer for us, but by no means do I think he's had an excellent season this year. Tough one. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you reckon, grade-wise?
I still think he's one of our better centre backs.
I agree,
think he's a good centre back in that case. But again, like he's done nothing overly outstanding. Like you look at last season, the way he performed last season, he had like a goal line clearance against Leicester. He had some really strong performances. This year, not so much. I said a C because again, he's not overperformed. He's not underperformed. Yes, he had a couple of games where he's led to goals that led to errors, but. He's also had a couple of quite strong performances where Stevens and Bednarek have both looked like a solid pairing.
Yeah.
So, like, if he increases the consistency of his performances, then he probably would get a B, but I'd say a C, yeah.
I think I'd agree. I think a C is pretty spot on, just because he hasn't really set a light but he hasn't really made too many mistakes to mark him down, so I think a C is pretty spot on. Would you agree, Tiz?
Yeah, I'd say a C. He's had 7 ratings and he's had 4 ratings, but he's also had 5 ratings, and there's had the whole load of ratings. So I think a C is fair because he's been average most of the time, and average isn't bad. Average is just okay. You know, he's not done anything spectacular. Yeah. He's not made any massive mistakes, obviously apart from the 3 leading to goals. Yeah. So I think he's been part of our revival. And I think that helps him in that aspect, so I think a C is fair.
Yeah, like the new GCSEs mixing numbers and letters, so yeah. Okay.
Jack Stevens, the other starting centre-back at the moment. I'm interested to see what you two would say, because I've got a grade in my mind. And
I'd say B, because he was part of the original team, he got dropped, and then he came back. And that's sort of, he's got a few assists, he's got a goal to his name as well. And I think he is I think he's our strongest centre back because of his ball playing abilities. Because I wouldn't have said this last season, but I'm confident when he's on the ball, because I think he's going to make the right decision. Once again, I haven't gone A because we're not in the top 10. There is a lot of things he can improve on, but out of the 3 centre-backs we've got, I would say that he's our most consistent performer and someone that I think contributes more to the team than anyone else in the defence, that is.
Yeah.
I would say B+ if I'm allowed. I'm not, so I'll probably have to stick with B. I have to stick with B. I think that's very much in agreement.
Get the Americanisation out of your head, all right? Because it's not happening. So,
what are the 2 options you were thinking of, Mikey?
I was BC because he's done well to get
B-.
He's done well. Well, I'm not American.
Okay, all right. I know you don't like Americans. Just stop it. All right, carry on.
That isn't true. Mikey doesn't. Right.
Yeah, my brother's technically American, so
Yeah.
but not. Yeah, Stevens I put a B because again he seems to be the leader of our defence, and when he's not performing, no one seems to perform.
All right.
Yeah.
So he's quite important, but not an A again because he's had a couple of shaky performances as well. So you just have to look at that Wolves game and how horrible our defence played in that second half. So I put B as well.
Thanks for watching. This clip came from our latest podcast. If you want to listen to the full version, links to it are in the description. And finally, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like and make sure you subscribe with the bell on to never miss an upload.